the internship today. So we will go one by one. First, couple of basic explanation and a couple of concepts and couple of cost savings parameter and couple of automation parameter. So we'll go one by one. So in case if you have any queries, please you have with your notebook or your notepad open in your laptop. Note all your queries. In between, I'm going to open a lot of query time also with all your mic unmuted. So you can feel free to ask one by one so that it is going to be a team effort. We are going to have more clarity. And I will tell you how we are going to proceed this use case because I have I got a different idea. So from third week onwards, we are going to do a voting every Sunday before we end up the class so that it will be easy. Instead of one person can go and study 120 use cases, if he or she can go and concentrate on one or two use cases. Anyway, you are going to watch other use cases also in this session. So it will be easy for you to correlate one plus rest of the 59 use cases. Okay, even if you have any use cases and you need help, please feel free to reach out so that we can slowly add those use cases also in upcoming session. Of course, I can help you to clarify immediately. Of course, many of you still I'm seeing they are sharing many good files, good information in everywhere. Of course, you share in your profile, but if you want to have long term, if you want to help community, then the reason I created the Cloud and Loud page as well as the Cloud and Loud technical group is, of course, from this week I'm going to share many files and information in group. So if you have any good information or good document, or if you come across any good training, free trainings, right, from your profile, from your name, you start post it here so that slowly your profile name is going to visible to everyone. And also you can help each other, community people, right? So if you share from your profile, it's okay because only your connections can able to see that. But here daily people are started joining from across globe as a community, so you can take those information or people can access the information from any point of time. It's kind of a repository. And the page still I'm seeing there are a lot of people, they are sending us a query with the same information. So please spend some time whenever you are free on a daily basis, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I'm going to add more programs in page. So I'm about to start a lot of senior level programs. So enjoy the ride. And if you have any session voluntary to help this a huge dream as well as your growth, please reach out to me. We will work together. You grow, and indirectly we are going to save a lot of cancer childrens. And still I'm receiving, there are a lot of comments like the playlist. See, if you have difficulty to find the information in the YouTube, please spend on website, because website is almost like a LMS. You can have a structured way, but in YouTube, almost I'm going to reach out maximum playlist. The YouTube, if you have good time, you spend on the playlist wise, you can get it. Anyway, I'm going to release other senior series also very soon. If you don't have some confusion or anything, probably you can take the cloudonload.com website, go to courses. You will get more structured way. And there are people who really are looking for some cost saving scripts. Already I have created a lot of scripts. All you need to do is you need to have some small environment with one Linux machine and one AWS account or Azure account, and you can test this all scripts there itself. And recently there is a one query from 3 to 4 people regarding some architecture level implementation. So already I have released one complete scripts. All you need to do is you need to have a AWS account. The same you can convert as a Azure also. And even I have published the architecture diagram. So simple, if you run the script, the entire architecture will be implemented. Let's go inside. So I'm going to open up all from the mute. So please be on mute. Those who are really looking to speak, unmute yourself and ask your query. We will do a better way. First of all, what is cloud? So we are going to discuss about, before going to the cloud, how many of you here uh, directly starting your career from cloud? How many of you already started from scratch, the data center and servers, from there slowly moving on to cloud? You can feel free to mention it in the comments chat box. So how many of you coming directly to the cloud or from server based experience to cloud? Okay, so first of all, people has to understand the data center. So the one point, what you can go for it. Let me open the whiteboard because this is a major understanding. People should miss it. Uh, am I? My voice is fine, right? So are you able to hear my voice? Okay, I think he is having some problem. Okay, so the idea here is, if you have data center experience, probably, so there is a servers, maybe you can say a machine. This machine, you have installed some Windows OS and you install some application. This is OS you installed, and you install on top of that some application, and from this application you started your all task, everything. So when there is a more volume, what people did is, I'm talking about before cloud. So people started adding more servers, more machines, machine 2, machine 3, and machine 4, and machine 5. So at some point, I ended up with no space, because I need a space to keep add the machines, right? So what I need to do, I need to reduce the space, but I need to increase the capacity. So that is where the VM came. How VM works. So this is a machine, but I'm not going to install OS, Windows or Linux directly. So, okay, let me share my screen. I already shared my screen. So is it my diagram is visible? Okay. So here, this is the machine. Okay. Previously, we used to buy a machine, and in that machine, I will install OS. In that, I will install my application. Okay. So now there is a more application traffic, more number of users started accessing. So now what we will do is we will add a mission 2, we will add mission 3, we will add mission 4, we will add mission 5. Okay. So at some point, I started running out of space because we need a space, right? To add more number of mission. If this room is capable to have 100 missions, 100 missions only you can able to host it. So now what is the solution? I need more capacity but less space. So people started finding a new way called VM. How this works? Instead of installing OS directly to the machine, I am installing called hypervisor. This is also one of the similar to OS, but it's not OS actually. So directly, it's a very lightweight. So the hardware can directly interact through this OS. Okay. So on top of hypervisor, okay, you can create a VM. So VM1, VM2, VM3. So this hypervisor capacity is going to be huge racks. So you can have one hypervisor, and using this hypervisor, using the whole rack capacity, you can create thousands of VMs. So which means the same space hardware, but you can host almost a huge number of VMs. Each VM will act as a mission 1, mission 2, mission 3, mission 4, mission 5. Like this, you can have multiple missions. Okay. So again, this VM also now it's almost getting saturated. Now we are in container world. So this VM also having one major challenge is each VM is you need to install OS, you need to install application, everything. And again, the application is OS dependency. Say, for example, this VM, you install Windows and you install Tomcat. So you can able to install Tomcat for Windows. You take this VM, you install Linux, you install Tomcat for Linux. So again, it's a OS dependency. Again, you are installing OS on top of application, everything. So instead of this, I don't have a time. So I'm entering into the very fast world because whenever there is a traffic, immediately my missions has to be added as part of auto scaling. So now containerization is becoming a mandate these days. Slowly, even you are going to DevOps or not, even your legacy also need to adopt containerization. So how this works? So I have a machine. Okay, in that machine, I am installing some OS, say Windows. Okay, on top of I am installing Docker engine. So this is Windows. So I'm installing Docker software for Windows. Here I'm taking another machine. Here there is a Linux. Hope you are able to see my diagram and all, right? You all are seeing my diagram, right? Please confirm. Okay. So I'm installing Linux, and on top of this, I am installing Docker for Linux. So in that case, now if I create a container is, please remember, it's not a OS, it's a library, but it will act as a machine with the help of Docker engine. Now I don't like Windows part, or due to some project constraints, I want to remove this Windows. So now you take this image and go and start spin it here. You won't feel any difference, any difficulties, because still this container needs to talk to one Docker engine. I don't care whether Linux Docker engine, I don't care whether HP Unix Docker or Solaris Docker or SUSE Linux Docker, I don't care, because I'm a container. All I need is I need one Docker engine representative to communicate. That's it. I can always be active. Who am I? I'm a container. Okay. Now, what is the real advantage? There are so many advantages. One is the spinning time. Within a second, I will be started. It's a very lightweight, and the manageability also easy. The extension also easy. What is the major drawback here? So this is the VM. Okay. So if you install Windows and if you install application, if you want to install the same application here, remember this machine is a Linux. So your application have to get and to this base OS compatibility. So here straight away there is a back end base OS dependency getting removed here. That is a major. So from physical machine to VM and VM to container. This is how our journey is getting evolved nowadays. I'm going to remove all. We will open up another one. So the data center is nothing but if you keep thousands of lakhs of servers, it depends on the model. You can call it as a data center, and in the data center, the CAPEX and OPEX. How many of you know what is CAPEX, what is OPEX? I'm going to open up the unmute, so you can unmute yourself. So please don't spoil the intention. If you are from crowded place, you be in mute. You don't unmute. Okay. So how many of you know what is CAPEX, what is OPEX? Yes, you can unmute. You can please switch off your camera. Otherwise, you will be removed from all this.
CapEx is one-time payment for the infrastructure that we do, and OPEX is the operational payment that we have to do periodically every year.
Okay, can you give me any example?
So let's say when we purchase our infrastructure for data center, the one-time payment for all the servers is known as CapEx, and
Okay.
the OPEX will come as the annual maintenance of those servers along with the team who is working on those servers.
Okay. So is it correct? So now I'm going to ask. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to. There is a person from Nigeria. Keep on switching on. So I'm going to block him. This is the main reason I don't want to open up the unmute. So people going to lose the actual experience. So how people are going to take forward this? Or you want to only listener or going to be interactive?
Should be interactive, Jay.
Yeah, in that case, please, you also, I need a lot of cooperation from your people. Please go on mute. Okay. There is a webcam enabled. Okay. So now the CAPEX means you can go and invest. Say, for example, hope you are seeing my PPT, right? So the simplest way is, Aarti, your webcam is enabled. So the CAPEX is going for, I am going to open up one data center. Say, for example, coming Monday, I am opening my data center, right? So till Monday, whatever I'm investing, say building and land and all electricity, all in implementation, all provisioning, all everything is going to be CAPEX because I'm investing, right? It's 100, say million, I'm investing it. So this is going to be my CAPEX. And OPEX is going to be operational cost from Monday. Once I said Monday onwards, it's going to be fully go live, right? So operational expenses is going to start from OPEX. I'm a vendor. I'm the person who is going to host this. So from my point of view, OPEX going to be whatever the cost from that Monday onwards, it is going to be what I spent, even the electricity monthly bill or the server maintenance bill or labor charges or the taxes or the everything. It's a complete from Monday, whatever I'm going to spend, it is going to be operational expenses. So people are going to be this operational expenses is day by day. I'm going to get increase, right? Say first year, I'm getting my operational expenses is say 10 million, maybe less than that. I'm just giving an approximate. And the second year, I'm getting a 15 million. And third year, it is going to be 20 million. And fourth year onwards, you are losing the warranty period and almost the hardware is going to start give more issues because hardware also needs some rest, right? So slowly you are reaching some 50% at some point, 50 million and above, right? So now, who are all heard about data center migration? Who are all heard about or come across data center migration word, at least for a job, at least for a job description, at least in an interview? Have you ever asked yourself, what is mean by data center migration? And why they are doing that decision? Why they want to move it to from one data center? Already they are good last 4 to 5 years in this data center. Now, what is the purpose they want to move it to another data center? What is the business driver in this? Can anyone?
Due to the operational cost.
Sorry.
No, the operational cost. Can you give me any example?
Hardware replacement.
No.
End of life, or maybe the infrastructure is becoming old and maintenance is becoming higher for them.
No. Okay. You are all growing as a senior. So when any decision want to take, first thing what you have to do is I already given some clue. I already given some example here. So if you ask any senior person, they don't care the technical, they don't care that are all important, but to take the decision, I invested 100 rupees or 100 million, right? So if my operational is going to more than what I invested, above 50%, then it's a time to take the decision. Because instead of spending here with say 4 core CPU, Okay. Now, after 5 years, even I'm getting the same price, maintenance cost, whatever I'm going to spend, with that maintenance cost, I'm getting 32 core with the latest hardware with another 3-year warranty. So instead of keep spending my expenditure here, I can use and I can go for the latest high-end hardware also, right? So I can save more money. This is also one of the key driver to move towards the latest infrastructure. And the consumer point of view. Okay, so previously this is also from one person packet. This is also from the same person packet. Now, when comes into cloud offering, this is going to be a cloud provider responsibility. This is going to be from consumer. How much I am using today? I use the 2 database and 3 VMs, 3 VMs and 1 data source database, which means tomorrow I'm going to use only 1 VM, 1 database. In that case, day 1, I will get a bill on 3 machine and 1 database. And day 2, I am going to get only 1 machine because I used only 1 machine and 1 database. So this is going to be a direct benefit of both parties, right? Previously, if I want to do anything, I need to first invest all. Even day to day, I'm going to use only 1 machine. But now I am paying what I'm using. Hope you all clear CAPEX and OPEX model. Because still I'm hearing many of my interviews, people are missing this point, even though they are certified in cloud. So anyone have any query on this? Anyone have any query? So before I proceed further.
My question is if cost is going to be high, more than 50%, so we have to go for a migration. Is that a correct word?
Yeah, this is also one of the driver, because there are a couple of other decision also you need to make sure. But to start with a good understanding, you always stick with this kind of logics. But the data center migration requires a lot of other decisions also, which say, for example, some of the business, they are going to launch new products which needs more scalability. If you foresee the current data center capacity is not much scalable, so they want to prepare themselves before they announce the go live. So there are a lot of other parameters, but to start with, you need to understand the CAPEX, capital expenses and operational expenses as a starting point.
Okay.
So Vijay,
Yeah.
where do we keep this particular cost about data center migration cost? Basically, what I'm asking is, this migration cost will go in the capex or in the opex, or at what time we should consider this? Because migration cost is also a very big money, right?
Yes. So the data center migration cost will not come under this, but to take the decision, see, I have invested my current platform and I am getting a more and more as a operational expenses. So that is where the key has to be taken. The decision has to be taken. But where that fund, it's up to the business. But why business is taking this similar decisions? Because they want to save more money in terms of the future deliverables.
Okay.
Because you know, right now, today you buy a laptop with say i9. After 4 years, with the same price, even you can we could have buy less price with a new model with another 3-year warranty or 1-year warranty, right? So the same logic to start with, but the data center migration requires additional parameters also has to be considered. Probably we can also cover a couple of use cases in this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to next slide. So this is what we have discussed. So we started with the physical machine and then virtual machine, and then now we are talking about the cloud. So still people are having a wrong understanding that cloud means it is not coming up with any magic. Still the cloud is attached backend lot of VMs. And now slowly there is another offering also started. It's a containerization, but still the containers also need the physical servers in the backend data centers, the cloud data centers. We used to call more region availability zone data centers. So they will have all this, but we are just getting benefit out of it from the end user point of view. And go on mute. If you really want to talk, unmute yourself. So traditional data center, and now we are calling us the next generation data center and benefits. And how many of you know the data center types? The data center types, because this is also one of the things you want to understand. Most of my sessions I used to highlight this. Anyone have? Please share your views. This is why I don't want to keep you all in mute. Whenever you want to talk, unmute and share your views. Even if you're wrong, I'm here so that we can have a more interactive way to take forward this session. Any? Okay.
Based on the data center types, in my knowledge, depends on the component, how much RAM we are using, and the type, the model. It will be different on that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Vijay here.
Yeah.
Based upon the business needs, it could be like, so just like we having one single solo machine or multiple machines. So it could be one single data center, or I could have a replication of that in 2 different locations, and then it gets scaled up based upon the business needs. Vijay. That's my understanding. Just correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay. See. Okay, now I'm going to ask a straightforward question. Maybe a couple of people who watched my videos don't tell from there. So in that case, you be silent. Which one is critical data center? Which one is less critical data centers?
It's all depend on the application and business need.
Enterprise data center is critical.
Sorry?
Enterprise data center.
Yeah. But here I'm just showing you from this. If I ask you which type data center is critical?
Fault tolerant.
Tier 3 and 4 are critical.
Tier 1 is critical.
No. This is also
Tier
I used
3
to
and
ask
4.
most of my interviews. Tier 4 is more critical data centers. Tier 3, mostly you will use it for your BCP and DR. Sometimes most of the mid-size companies, they used to have this tier 3. And tier 2 and tier 1 is completely your testing purpose or your development purpose. So how do we map my application to here, right? So I'm going to show you one Excel sheet mapping. So how many of you heard about business continuity value or application classification? I know some of the terminology it's not going to be junior level, but still it's worth to understand. It's a very layman example. Okay, so this is the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4, right? And your application, maybe you have a few small application, and you have less critical or critical. It depends on how much your application is classified, right? So if your application is classified as BCV1, BCV1 is more critical. Per every second BCV1 application means it is going to receive a huge million of traffic, so which should not get any single second downtime. So in that case, you need to map it to tier 4. Tier 4 means simple. Tier 4 data center means you need to make sure the redundancy in all level, server level and network level, security level, everything you need to ensure all redundancy, that which is called BCV1 classified application, business continuity value. So, and another one is BCV2 classified application. Can everyone go on mute? If you want to talk, only you unmute, because I'm hearing a lot of background noise. I'm not going to repeat again. Okay, so BCV2 application, you can map it to tier 3. BCV3 application, you are going to map it to tier 2. And BCV4, normally it's going to be your standalone. You take one server, you do all testing, R&D, everything. So this basic understanding you need to have before you get onto any project or any interview or any deliverable. This is the more basic, no matter whether which project, cloud or DevOps or anything. So this is how, whenever you go to any project, please start look at. Okay, I'm going to mute everyone. I don't think people are listening. Guys, I'm okay. I'm going to stop the recording.